for this wonderful opportunity you have given us storytellers from all over the world to indulge in all things story. And I had never even heard of a puzzle ring so far. So, hello everyone. I'm Sangitaa Sehgall. I'm a corporate trainer and a storyteller from India. I'm telling you a folk tale from Orissa, written by Achyutananda Pati. My love for animals runs very deep, and I choose to tell stories to bring out the many similarities between human beings and animals in the hope that we start treating them better. And when Uma told her story, I was really touched that she chose this story to tell. One of my favorite stories, too. So here's the story, everyone. Hope you like it. The mother owl had found a perfect hollow in a perfect tree. Although it was getting very difficult to find a good, peaceful spot to build a nest, she had chanced upon a clump of trees in a relatively quiet neighborhood. And the owlet was born in the cozy, velvety black hollow in one of these trees. He loved that his mother gently covered him with her wing when he cuddled against her soft, warm body. Sometimes urgent screeching calls did startle him out of his deep slumber. But then his mother would rub her beak on his and whisper some magic words that had the power of soothing him back to sleep immediately. One day, Mother Owl saw her little one straining his neck while peering out at the pre-dawn sky, while trying to stand up on his still thin and weak legs. He looked at his mother and then looked out and then at his mother again. My dear son, I can see you're restless, but please don't be. Let your wings grow feathers and I'll teach you how to fly. And then you will discover the world outside. And you will see that the world outside is not as dark as it is here. You'll see the moon. You'll see the bright moonlight streaming down from the sky. Tiny stars will kiss you with their twinkling eyes. I'll show you all the beautiful things on earth that are there to see. Just wait till you grow up and become strong. And she fed him a small piece of sweet guava. Ah, it's so sweet, Mama. He couldn't wait to explore the world outside that had such delicious things. Some time passed, and the owlet kept dreaming of the moon descending from the heavens to play with him, of the stars reaching out to give him kisses. And one day, he was awakened from a deep sleep by a piercing sound, and he saw that his mother was sitting on a branch outside the hollow. She was stretching her wings. Ma, I want to see the world right now. I want to play with the moon. The mother rushed in. Shh! Not the slightest sound from you. It is not safe for you to go out before you grow up fully and become strong. Now you go back to sleep and I'll go and get us some food, okay? And you must be absolutely quiet when I'm gone. Sleep. She gave him a loving peck and went out of the hollow. Just before she took flight, she turned back and gave her son a long look. It would soon be time for her to start teaching her son the ways of their world. Some more time passed. The owlet kept badgering his mother to teach him flying. And one evening, the owlet cried so much that his mother had to take him to the opening of the roost. She pointed her beak to the moon. The owlet trembled with joy. How beautiful it all was. He immediately winged his way up to the topmost branch. His mother flew after him frantically. It was very difficult for his mother to nudge him back into the dark hole that day. Although his wings and legs were aching by now, he still wasn't ready to go back into the hollow. Remember, my dear child, the world outside is not safe for you to venture out until you've grown up fully. You need to be very smart and wise and strong. You need to learn what owls should and should not do. I have been rotting in this hellish hole forever. I don't know when it'll be the right time for me to do what owls do. One day, the owlet gingerly moved out of the roost when his mother was sleeping. The light of the moon blinded him for a second. He saw two little birds chirping and playing on one of the branches of the tree. He felt let down by his mother. His mother didn't let him play outside like the mother of these birds did. He quickly hopped over to them and added his happy hoot to their chirping. The minor chicks began to scream in fear, and their mother flew down immediately and started pecking at him. A crow flying overhead started cawing loudly, and the mother owl woke up with a start and rushed out and pulled the owlet in. The owlet started pecking and clawing at his mother. He didn't want to go back. Calm down, calm down. That big moon in the sky is the sun. Owls cannot be out during the day. It is against the laws of nature. Who has made these laws? Who can take away my right to do what I want to do? You don't understand. When God made this beautiful earth, He also made these laws for everyone, man and animal. There are so many different kinds of living beings that He has created. Imagine what could happen if there were no boundaries for each kind to follow. But who is He to decide when we can fly around? He has given us the ability to fly. That's great. But then He has taken away our freedom to be in the light. My child, light is not only a physical thing. In fact, it is easier to be in light when you are not distracted by light. What? Are you even listening to yourself as you speak? Oh, I sometimes forget how young you are. You will soon grow up to be the proverbial wise owl. You will see. Ha! Wise owl, who, according to our Creator, needs to live out his life in darkness. I should have been asked whether I wanted to be a creature of the day or night. The grumpy owlet had made up his mind to discover the world of light, whatever it took. The world of light belonged to everyone. He was determined to stake his claim to the kingdom of light. Very early next morning, he quietly flew out while his mother was still sleeping. He saw the full rounded moon in the still dark sky. What a beautiful sight it was to watch the moon play hide and seek with the wispy clouds. The weather was beautiful, the air so crisp, so fresh. The stars, some big, some small, twinkled down their smiles at him. They blew him kisses. How he regretted all the time he had spent holed up in a tree. Soon it was dawn, and deep pink streaks of light appeared across the horizon, as though someone was painting the sky. He was awed at the glorious spectacle that unfolded before his eyes. He was in a trance. The thought that he could suddenly not see very clearly anymore did cross his mind. But just then, hundreds of birds took wing and started flapping their wings rhythmically to rise into the sky all together. The owlet watched with bated breath. The earth had started reverberating with morning sounds of all kinds. He rose up into the sky and was flying first in this way and that way, going crazy with excitement, when suddenly he was ambushed from behind. He looked back. It was a crow. His mother had described this enemy of owls to him more than once. He turned around and attacked it viciously. But then, in a matter of minutes, scores of crows rushed in. And the owl knew that it would be impossible to fight so many of them, and he swooped down to enter the nearest house. The tree he lived in was quite near. He could see it, but he did not dare to fly across to the safety of the hollow. He entered that light through the house through the skylight. The crows kept circling the sky and cawing loudly. His heart wouldn't stop pounding. This is so unfair. He could have made mincemeat out of the one who had attacked him, but how could he handle so many of them attacking him at the same time? Inside the house, a man lay sick in bed. The owlet watched him as he moaned and groaned, as he tossed and turned. He seemed to be very sick. Suddenly, the old servant who was tending to the old man saw him and cried out, "Look, there is an owl in the room. Oh God, this is ominous. It's a very inauspicious sign. Great danger will surely befall this house. The master of the house is so ill, and there is an owl in the room. Shiva, 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 Shiva." Ominous, inauspicious sign. But Mother says that owls are known as one of the wisest among God's creations, and even worshipped along with the Hindu goddess of wealth, goddess Lakshmi, whose vehicle it is. The bamboo stick the man attacked with injured his wings. It poked his chest, causing intense pain. He crawled to the edge outside. The crows were waiting in the trees beside the house. They flew down to the ledge and started pecking at him ruthlessly. In all this, he caught sight of the servant going around the house, sprinkling holy water and chanting mantras to ward off evil. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. The owlet somehow managed to extricate himself and flew with all his might and his courage to his roost. His anxious mother had been waiting helplessly for him. The sorrow on the beloved face broke the owlet's heart. She didn't deserve this, he thought. Above them, the young miners were hopping and chirping on the branches, celebrating the gift of yet another day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Sangeeta, what about that story do you really love? Why did you choose that story?
First, let me tell you that it is my adaptation, and I have made a lot many changes. Although it is still about the owl and owlet, and there's a lot many changes. I've entirely changed the ending as well. For me, it had many messages, but one was that animals have the same feelings and emotions. They're capable of feeling. We see mother animals taking so much care, and they have not been taught, they have not been schooled to do. And I believe that God has made all the sentient beings to feel these feelings. That's what, uh, you know, there's so many similarities, and I love animals to death. And I always choose stories that help me bring out these similarities. So that was the one that really spoke to me. And again, a very big message for me was that there are certain laws of nature that we need to follow if we want to thrive and live a life, a meaningful life, and live out our life, in comparative happiness and healthy life. So I think that is again a very important message. Yes, we all want everything, but we need not to cross those certain very subtle boundaries. Otherwise, something bad might happen, something that we are not prepared for, something that we didn't know might happen. And then as a result, we won't be able to do what we could have done very well, given the skills and the talents that we were born with. And there are some restrictions. And if we follow the laws of nature, we might do better, is what I feel.
Yeah. Anybody? Any thoughts?
I just loved your imagery of the kiss, the stars that kiss, and just the wing under the wing, and I really, I got a sense of the owlet, and just wanting to be different. Okay, the wanting to be different, but you get to be different within the confines of what is, already there, kind of thing. And it was just you really embrace your characters, like I heard the words, but instead I was seeing the character. Like sometimes you just hear the words, but no, you were the characters in the moment, and I was seeing those crows, and that stick, and all that stuff, and that's a real talent. So I thank you for sharing the essence of the story from the heart.
Thank you so much, Yuri. Thank you. Thank you very
I
much.
love, I love the conversation of mother and the chicks that want to leave the nest, and they are anxious to do that or start flying, and the mothers that try to guard them, and you did it so beautifully through animals. So thank you for that. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Gail?
And
Oh,
Sangeeta, I loved the way you used pauses. I was drawn into it. You know, it was just the right thing for this time of night when I should be in the kitchen. But I just loved the way you told that. It was very sincere, and the pauses were, I thought, you know, right here. Right here.
May I go next?
yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Thank you, Sangeeta, for such a lovely story. For us, it is early in the morning, but yeah, I got up for the story. I wanted to be heard. And let me tell you, the conversation between the owlet and its mother took me back to the conversations which I had with my mother and the conversations I had with my children. It was so real. It was so real. And I know all of us make these mistakes. We don't want to be confined into the rules. When you're a child, you don't understand the realities of the world. You feel, oh, why that thing can be done by that person, why can't I do? Why we don't realize our age, the implications of what the mother is saying. And yes, we all take our lessons in life. And I think that was a very, very big message. And this story should be told to everybody, I think even children, so that they understand that yes, whatever the elders are saying, for a certain age, till they are about maybe the right age to understand how the way the world moves, I think we must stay under the wings of the mothers and all those who can guide us. Thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Thank you.
I must say at this point that there are no conversations between mother and child in the original story. And Poonam, I also drew from the conversations I had with my mother and my children. So I built it in. So
It's nice, very nice. You explained with expression and feelings and all in the face. Very nice. I think you heard about Blue Cross, who takes care of all the animals. Whoever does harm. Blue Cross, there is an organization.
okay.
They take care of all the animals. Whoever tries to do harm to the animals.
I am connected to many such organizations, and mostly all the money I get goes towards, these outfits that rescue animals.
So you are very kind-hearted, very nice.
I
In
am.
Mumbai also
I
there
am
is.
more than kind-hearted. I'm wounded. My heart is wounded with what's happening to the animals now. You know, so
Good.
it's a need. It's a need. I need to live, so I need to do this.
Yeah. Not only children, we also need to connect to the environment. 5 elements of nature: earth, soil, that is, next sky, water, fire, and the 5th element. May I know what is the 5th element? Yes,
Ether.
we should connect to the nature. The child loves, even elders also loves to listen such stories, beautiful stories. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for all your feedback. Thank you.
Good. Okay.